Hello, my divine lovelies. Thank you so much for joining me here again today on the Daily Yapper. I am Sare the Celestial, your spiritual cheerleader, and I suppose mystic sister. We're going to say that. Thank you so much for joining me here again today. It is currently November the 2nd of 2024. This is a timeless reading, so any readings that are conducted during this episode are going to be timeless whenever this episode finds you. It's your time to hear this, and you're in the frequency and vibration to be listening and enjoying it. Okay. So, as it being the day after the new moon in Scorpio, how are you guys feeling? What are we feeling like? How was yesterday for you? I personally got to go out and vote early, which again, I'm going to always encourage you guys. Please make sure that you go and vote, and please make sure that you are just getting to the polls whenever you can so that you do not deplete your social battery. The earlier, the better, I feel, because then you can just get it out of the way and you have the rest of the day to just do what you want to do. Anyway, so it's a little rainy and dreary where I'm at, so I'm just kind of taking it. It's very chill. It's very zen, you know what I mean? And I felt like we needed to do a particular spread that I just had in mind, considering I was thinking about how little of energy I had yesterday with the new moon in Scorpio, and how it's very much about transformation and transformative processes. And yesterday was definitely transformative, considering that usually whenever I have low energy, I'm not as kind of an individual, and it can be very hard for me to be more considerate of people and others. However, I was more open to different things, to being surprised. And I told myself, as long as I got a whole bunch of things done, that I would be able to enjoy myself and enjoy my night the way that I wanted to. And it didn't end up the way that I wanted it to be. However, I opened and allowed enough room for just to be surprised, for the universe to surprise me. And I got the dinner that I wanted. I didn't end up having to actually pay for it. My mom was nice enough and kind enough to treat me to dinner because she was very excited about the fact that we got to vote together. So it was very nice. It was a very cool experience. And I definitely encourage it highly, just to allow the universe to surprise you in the ways that maybe you feel like you weren't open to surprises. You never know what might actually come your way. So I feel like being open it can be more than scary. I feel like being open is very much a transformative process in itself, because you don't know what you are open to. It could be negative, it could be positive, it could actually be neutral as well. You never actually know, because the neutral is the diversion or the detour, and it can be disappointing at first, but whenever the full circle moment comes around, it can completely turn it into either a neutral or a positive experience. Because it is what you make of it. I truly believe that. If you have a really nice car, you can still be really upset about the fact that you have this car and it's not the one car that you wanted. And that, in a sense, is very ungrateful. But at the same time, you want what you want. So you can either buckle down and stand 10 toes down on what you are wanting and what you need, and what it takes for you to feel happy and feel fulfilled, or you cannot. Now, as a reminder, just since we are already this far in, I want to go ahead and remind you guys that I am just here to be, like someone who you can talk to, someone who you can come to for guidance whenever things are going a little astray, or if you're like, what in the world is going on? Which I actually have a reading set for that. I have a tarot reading about what the hell is going on, and I also have an astrology what the hell is going on, so that we can actually check and see your particular transits for your natal chart. Now, if you're not familiar with what a natal chart is, I also have those available on my website. Go ahead and check it out on thecelestial.com. That's THEE celestial, CELESTIAL.com. And I offer natal chart readings for, I feel like it's a good competitive price, but it is what it is. Whatever you can afford, you can afford. Whenever you subscribe to my newsletter, you can get 25% off your first session of your choosing. So if you just want a what the hell reading, is going on, that's $8.88. So 25% off. I feel like it's really affordable in case you are having like a crisis moment and you need to know what is going on. Why do I feel this way? Why does this day feel like it's beating the crap out of me? But I want to make sure that I'm being here as a guide and someone who you can come to whenever you need a little pick me up. You know what I mean? Like like a nice little cup of coffee, like I feel like that is my duty to the world so that I can be like I said, a cosmic cheerleader, someone who is able to uplift you in the times that could be more difficult, where you're learning more, where you're healing, and be able to provide a sense of perspective so that you can truly open your mind up and rewire yourself from the inside out. Healing oftentimes is not necessarily receiving a drug and taking it and then it heals you. It actually has to do with your active mindset and what you are doing with your actions, such as taking the pill, such as like if you have a bacterial infection and you need an antibacterial and like some type of ointment or antibiotic, you have to routinely do and take that medicine. You have to routinely put on the ointment. You have to routinely take the medicine. If I'm one of those people, I usually would never finish my antibiotic. Like as soon as I start to feel good, I'm like, oh, I don't need to finish off these 3. You do though. You do. You just have to keep it consistent with yourself so that you can actively make the changes that you want to see. So today, as you know, I have my Poe book. Absolutely love it. And then Kirby is behind me chilling. So, have a little extra guest today. He's my favorite. I identify my Kirby as a he rather than a she, because they actually, I want to say the creators of Kirby said that Kirby was a they, them. So my Kirby identifies as a he, they type of thing. Now, a he them type of thing. There we go. Now for the astrology of the day, we have Mercury. Oh dear. Well, it looks like we're going to be having some good conversations today. We have Mercury moving into Sagittarius today at about 2 p.m. And I'm not sure what time it is whenever you're watching this, but it should have already. Woo. I needed a little spiritual cleanse there. Ooh, and I've taken my allergy medicine, so clearly I'm clearing out whatever negativity that I need to. However, we have a trine going on with Mercury to Mars. I know that Mars is in its final degrees of Cancer, so it's currently transiting into Leo. Tomorrow, Mars is going to fully transit over into Leo. So we will be having the last final degrees of that opposition to Pluto and Capricorn. It should be so much more like a breath of fresh air. There's not as much tension in the air. There's not as much anticipation. And I feel like waiting and lingering feelings of, I need to get this done, but I have no desire to do that. I feel like that has really been a present factor with this Mars in Cancer opposition to Pluto in Capricorn. Mars is actually in detriment whenever it is in, sorry, not detriment. That's more so Venus whenever it's in either Libra or Taurus. It's in its fall whenever it is in the position. Whenever Mars is in the position of Cancer, it's in its fall. Now, whenever you hear those words, it means that it does not like that planet. It's not comfortable there, and it actually stifles and makes the energy turn into something that it's not used to. So oftentimes Cancer Mars people are not able to truly stand on their boundaries and like uphold them, or they have too strict of boundaries because Cancer is the crab, right? So they're either going to be super protective and have a hard skeleton and shell, or they're going to have their boundaries open and people are going to walk all over them. There's no in between, especially whenever it comes to their family. They could have even turbulent relationships with their family whenever they have that placement. However, I digress. We are going to be having some really healing conversations today, especially because Jupiter is sextiling Chiron, and Chiron is currently in Aries and Jupiter is in Gemini. I say that we're going to be having healing conversations because Chiron is the wounded healer in astrology. It's an asteroid. So whenever we are having Jupiter in Gemini, which has been all about communication, big talks, oftentimes a lot of exacerbated talking and sometimes lies and rumors and gossip, but it's sextiling the energy with Chiron and Aries. So there's going to be a lot of authenticity in conversations that are being had today. There's going to possibly be some ways that you can reveal some hidden old wounds that you might be having that are surfacing that have been making you feel a little bit more vulnerable and volatile these past couple of days with the new moon energy. So just be open to some conversations with people. If they need to tell you their truth, be open to listen, with Mercury moving into Sagittarius, that is a detrimental placement. So the Mercury and Sag, and Mercury in Pisces, because they're both ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is not about details, or it's about, big visions and whatnot. So it's very optimistic. It's going to talk in the sense of exaggeration, optimism, and even being rambunctious. That's the word that came to my head, was rambunctious. So Mercury and Sagittarius people are usually the ones who are fucking around and finding out. They usually are the people who are running their mouth and then ending up getting popped in the mouth later because they learned that really wasn't true, or that wasn't what actually was said, and they're jumping to conclusions on some things. However, they can be visionaries in such an amazing way, and the amount of wisdom that they have, especially in their older age, is chef's kiss, So as far as that goes, that's the astrology for today. We don't really have too much going on, but through the rest of this month, we're going to be covering all the things that are going to be happening, such as the Mars retrograde that's coming up, that we're currently in the pre-phases of. We also have an upcoming Mercury retrograde pre-shadow that's going to be starting on the 7th, which I include in my newsletter for the week. But we're just going to make sure that we're all ready and prepared to receive November and prepare for the end of the year as best as we can, right? So that we can maximize the potential and maximize the opportunities that we are able to take and seal the deal on by the end of the year. There is no reason that you should not be able to meet your goals by the end of the year. We have enough opportunity for change. We have enough changes in the air. It's in the wind right now. We have a lot of new beginnings that are coming into play. We have a lot of endings that are happening, that did happen with the new moon. So please just make sure that you are staying tuned in. Stay tuned in with me, with us. Let's talk. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go over this spread that I had created for you guys. So the questions that I wanted to ask was, as far as the new moon goes, because the new moon is about bringing in, it's about manifesting, it's about new beginnings, so that whenever we come up to the full moon, we're able to see how those manifestations came to fruition. We're able to see, did we water it well enough, or do we need to revisit it and go ahead and keep the steady energy, but release something else that wasn't really for us, or release that pattern that really wasn't helping our growth process. That's what full moons are about, whenever we have the new moons and then the full moons that are later. So now we have what needs to be released for the new moon, because I feel like if you didn't get your new moon stuff done, or you didn't get the manifestation and clearing of energy done, you have a leeway. You have I feel like the day before, the day of, and the day after, so that if you ever feel like you missed the opportunity, you never miss an opportunity. Okay. An opportunity is never missed. It always comes back around to you if it was really for you. Okay. Also, the intention is truly what matters. As long as you set it up and you know the energy that you are playing with, you are able to go ahead and manifest whatever it is that you need to. It doesn't have to be on a new moon. It doesn't have to be at the first of the month. It can be whenever you are feeling it. Okay. You just practice your spirituality regularly. Practice go and ask people, go and start a talk, something in a community like the Celestial. Like the Celestial tea. It is what it is. I want to make sure that we are building an active community that is communicating amongst each other, so that we can share experiences, we can share knowledge, we can share advice, and we can share wisdom, because we're not supposed to go through this life alone. Okay. Now, the next thing was, how can I honor my shadow self? I feel like that's very, very pertinent right now. What is being transformed at this time? And in what ways can I embrace my power? And then, of course, I always leave advice, like an advice question, and I have advice for Scorpio season. So that's what we're going to be getting into. Of course, I have my tarot deck. I have my one tarot deck, and then I have a total of 2 oracle decks today. So we are going to be using the anime tarot, which has these beautiful illustrations. And then we are going to be using the crystal stone deck, which of course shows us these gorgeous crystals. And then we are going to be using the literary witches oracle, which is going to be the first time that it's been on here with us today on the Daily Yapper, but it's been shown on my daily blog. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get into this. So just give me 1 second so I can get it tight. All right, thank you so much. So we are going to go ahead and get started with the tarot deck as far as the messages that we have at the moment. Oh, my allergies have really been bothering me. I don't know. I have chronic allergies, so it doesn't matter what time of the year. I'm always going to be sniffling and sneezing for some reason. But those 2 sneezes happened back to back, so I'm glad that I got to clear that energy. Now, as far as what needs to be released for this new moon. What were we releasing for this new moon? Oh. Okay. So we have the moon reversed, the 10 of Pentacles reversed, and the 2 of Pentacles. Okay. So let me show these to you. The moon reversed. The moon reversed is ruled by Pisces and Neptune. So whenever you think of it, think about the illusions and not knowing what is going on. Think about how you are in the dark and in the fog and you need to bring yourself into the light. Usually with the moon upright, it talks about how you are not supposed to know what's going on and continue to go forth with your journey regardless and just continue to have faith. However, the moon reversed is talking about you bringing yourself to the light because there is something that you're choosing to ignore. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles reversed, which is a lot about stifling opportunities and definitely definitely about not looking for the long-term build. You were definitely more so focused on the short term, not focused on your long-term goals, and maybe you just needed a little bit of realignment and reminding. Did you recently evaluate what your why was? Has it changed? That type of thing. And then we have the 2 of Pentacles, which is about synchronicity. It's about balancing priorities, and it is about honestly, I always think about balancing priorities and synchronicity because it's the work and life balance with the 2 of Pentacles, because usually in the traditional tarot, they are holding the pentacles and they're juggling them. So it's about juggling those priorities, juggling that responsibility, juggling the things that you have that are currently, going on in your life. Now, how can I honor my shadow self? How can we honor our shadow self at this time? My decks just know me. My decks know me. They just spit out the right amount of cards every time. They know my magic number, I swear. How can we honor our shadow self? So we have the 5 of Cups. About emotionally moving on. It's the setback and failure card. Whenever it's reversed, it's about learning from it, but you may have just recently experienced a setback, or you could consider your shadow self a setback and failure, or it's possibly a consequence, or I'm hearing the word, it's the reaction. Like whenever I feel like I'm failing, my shadow self is the reaction of my failure. I don't know. If it resonates, it resonates. And then we have the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Swords reversed. Ooh. Okay. So what I'm actually getting here from these, as far as how you can honor your shadow self, you can honor your shadow self by moving on and moving forward. You can honor your shadow self by continuing to stand 10 toes down with the Ace of Wands. Don't sit there and allow failure to make you or break you. Also, your shadow self is not a reaction or a cause or effect of your failures or any setbacks that you have accumulated. I feel like a failure is only a failure whenever you choose not to go forward from it and you choose to just stay there in that energy. Stay there in what you feel like the setback was. Stay there in that negativity that it brought you. And then the Knight of Swords being here, the Knight of Swords upright is, let me focus that right. There we go. The Knight of Swords upright is about, he's going to be the one to talk first and think about what he said later, which honestly is very much in the energy of Sagittarius and Mercury. However, this is reminding you to not allow your words and your mind and your emotions to get the best of you. I know that you may feel like popping off in that way, but you should not be doing that. You need to think about what you are saying before you say it. That is the way that you can honor your shadow self, by being patient with them. He, she, they, them. Being patient with that inner you. Being patient with the part of you that ended up having to be very raw, very, very negative, or even just honoring and acknowledging that that situation happened for your best good. That setback happened for you, not to you. It happened for you so that you can become who you are today, so that you can be where you are today, and that you can continue to learn and move along your path with the skills and the tool sets that you got from that setback and from that failure. Because again, that setback was not possible without something else. There's always, every decision has a cause and effect. It has a reaction, whether it be negative or positive. And it just depends on how you look at it. I feel like with these cards here, you need to start changing your perspective just a tad bit. Just a little bit. Stop looking at your shadow self as something bad. Stop looking at your shadow self as something that is not to be integrated as part of you every day and a part of your main values and your core values. Yeah, this feels very much like it's an emotional feeling about it, but it's a negative thought that's causing the emotional feeling, because we have the cups and the swords. Now, what is being transformed at this time? What is being transformed at this time? I hope that you all are taking good care of yourself during this time, because I know, me personally, my seasonal depression gets pretty bad. Like, it gets pretty bad. So far we have the Two of Cups. Is there anything additional that's being... Okay, there we got our last. We got our last two. We got lots of cups in this, guys. The Magician, your ability to manifest and having all the tools at your disposal. And then the Seven of Cups reversed. Ooh. So here with the Two of Cups, the Magician, and the Seven of Cups reversed, I'm feeling like what is currently being transformed at this time could be your ability to manifest wholesome connections into your life by having a wholesome connection with yourself, especially with your shadow self. I feel like you might have been feeling like you had good friend groups and you had people who were there for you and were supportive for you, but they weren't in the ways that you needed them to be. because the Two of Cups here is about partnerships. It's about having the emotional fulfillment and, I guess, exchange with something else or someone else. And it could be with the self, which it makes sense if it is with your shadow self and you're finally giving yourself what you need. Or, but I don't know why I came to the assumption of like it's a friend or that it's a person. And they may have made you feel a little bit like bad about your shadow self. Maybe they caused you to have a different like image or self-image of who you were whenever you engaged in your shadow self, or you activated the parts of your shadow self and integrated them as part of you. And they may have made you feel a little guilty about it. They may have made you feel ashamed. That's what I'm feeling. Like that's what I'm getting. Also, I would like to say, whenever I came to record this message, as well as while I was like just meditating on it, my jaw was hurting. Like both sides of my jaw, more so the left side than the right, but my jaw was killing me. I don't know if you guys have an issue with your jaw. You need to talk, you need to speak something out, you need to say something, or maybe you have TMJ. I don't know. But it like, I was fine whenever I was doing everything else, but whenever it came to recording and doing this message, my jaw was killing me. I don't know why. I need y'all to know that, because somebody, that's going to resonate with somebody. I can't be alone in this. Now, in what ways can I embrace my power? In what ways can I embrace my power? Oh, okay. There we go. In what ways can I embrace my power? Ooh, okay. Again, so many cups. So many cups. Yeah, I feel like you guys have been through it, like hurt, feelings hurt. There was a part of you that like it really hurt your feelings. So we have the Queen of Cups. She is very emotionally intuitive. She is in connection with her emotions to the fact that it makes her a very kind queen. She is using her emotions to make sure that she can meet her needs as well as the people, like her people's needs around her. So she can make people feel comfortable and safe and be able to feel validated in their emotional truth, and so that they can feel more at ease with themselves. We have the Seven of Pentacles. We got a theme of sevens. Huh. No, the star. The star is 17 in tarot. It's the moon is 18, I'm thinking. And then we have the Ten of Swords reversed. So the Seven of Pentacles is about planting seeds and watering them and watching them grow, especially whenever it comes to investments and especially whenever it comes to like investments in your own self, investments in opportunities, investments in the people around you, things of that nature. Now, for the Ten of Swords reversed, this is talking about healing, because the Ten of Swords upright is about betrayal. It's about being backstabbed. It's about something or someone coming in and hurting you. And I feel like this actually kind of goes hand in hand with the Five of Cups that we got initially. I feel like this definitely goes hand in hand with the Five of Cups, because you are moving on from something that did emotionally hurt you. You're moving on from something or someone, some type of pattern that continued to remind you of how something inside you was like, it told you that something inside you was not right. It told you that a part of you was something to be ashamed of or guilty of. And you're finally coming to understand that that is your superpower. That is actually something that you can use as a tool in your everyday that's going to be able to alleviate some of that anxiety and heal you. It's going to help you plant the seeds for long-term success with your own self, with your material ventures, possibly even being able to get a job or get opportunities that allow you more income. And because you've healed from everything and the emotions, and you've become that Queen of Cups. You no longer allow other people's projections, because more than likely, if it was a friend or a partner or even someone that you love that was telling you that something about you wasn't good enough or made you feel guilty or ashamed, then that's their own projection of themselves. That's what they feel about themselves. Because like I've mentioned in other episodes, the beauty that you see outside of you is the beauty that is inside, projecting outward into your reality. Okay? If you see a tree that is absolutely gorgeous, think about how you are a part of that tree, because it is all about the cyclical nature of life. We are all intertwined with nature, with other beings, with other humans, as we've seen, as I'm sure that you've been able to see. And you can't go off of what other people say that is negative about you, because that is their own projection. That's their own reality. If you feel like that's not you and you had to reevaluate something, that's not you. That's them. If that felt foreign to you and you're like, where did that, I didn't even know that was like that. I didn't know that was me doing that was having that effect. I didn't know that. And it made you reconsider. Don't you allow nobody to do that. Your reconsiderations are only needing to be stimulated or at least brought on by you. You don't need to let anybody and their opinions, their words, their actions cause you to reconsider what you're doing or how you operate. Trust me, like whenever you're doing the wrong thing, you'll know. You just won't care. Like you'll know you're doing the wrong thing. You just won't give a shit. That's it. It is what it is. As we've seen people do like on the daily. Oh, okay. We're very vocal. Advice for Scorpio season. What's some advice for Scorpio season that we can receive at this time? Oh, of course. We got majors on majors right now, guys. Jeez. If it ain't a court card, it's a major. All right. Any other advice for Scorpio season? Any other? Oh, okay. All right. I'm here for it. So, again, with the cups and the majors, we're just gonna, I'm getting my cards together, so I apologize. We're just gonna go from there. Now, we have death. Advice for Scorpio season: death. Allow yourself to be reborn, allow yourself for the transformation, and just lean into the process. We have the Three of Pentacles, but before that, I'm so sorry, we had the High Priestess. And then the Three of Cups. Not Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups. What can I say about the advice for Scorpio season that has not already been said? With death, it is symbolized by Scorpio, and it is a major arcana card. This is something that is permanent. This is something that is long lasting whenever it comes to time and the majors. It is either a permanent change, it is a long lasting change, or it is something that you are going to continue to work on. This is about transformation. This is about leaning into things dying and then something more beautiful coming back the next season in its place. And with the three, anyway, let's go ahead. I was going to say with the Three of Cups, but with the High Priestess here, she is reminding you that you know what is best for you. You know the people that you're supposed to be around, and you know the environments in which are going to welcome you. You need to start being a little bit more open to getting out there and getting in those environments, even if it means that it is out of the norm. If you are such example, if you're like me and like some of my friends, we like to go to art auctions and art museums, and we don't like to go out like to clubs. We don't like to go out and party. It's not that it's a bad thing. It's just not us. And it's also out of the norm. And we have to make sure that we plan it. So we have to make time. We have to make room. We have to make reservations. We have to make sure that we're all coordinated and communicating and we're all getting tickets for the right thing. So just, you know what's best for you. You just have to make sure that you are doing your part by at least trying to get out there. Okay? And then with the Three of Cups here, you need to find your clique. This is literally about finding your girl, like having a girl's night, having a guy's night, having your friends out. It's about celebration. It's about having a celebration with your people, your family, not necessarily your like your birth family and the family that you're blood related to, but your chosen family. It is about being able to go out and enjoy your time with them. Now, if your circle has gotten smaller, if you had to cut some toxic people out, if you had to make sure that you put somebody at a distance with your boundaries and you made sure that they were not going to even be allowed to disrespect you in such a way again, go out and find your people. Go enjoy that time with those two people that you have in your circle still because they've stood 10 toes down for you. Go out and enjoy that. Plan something with them. Honestly, like, I feel like consideration, even just a thought, is so nice. Like making, even if it's a month in advance, you have something to look forward to in a month. That's something to keep going every day for and keep trying to improve so that you can tell them, you know what happened to me? Guess what just happened? I had this fall into my lap. I was able to help somebody with this. I was able to do this for me. Imagine what you'll be able to tell them in that month. Both of you guys are looking forward to it. Gives you both enough time in case you aren't feeling it to be able to cancel within enough time. As somebody who cancels whenever I feel the need to, I try to make at least a little room and leeway for me to be able to cancel without their plans being affected and they can still enjoy the rest of their time and day. You know, just little things like that. Having people in your life that are willing and able to make those plans with you is so vital. It is so vital. It's about not doing life alone. Now, we're going to go ahead and get into the oracle message as I gather up these cards. Thank you so much for staying tuned with me on this one. I know that this one's probably going to be longer than probably the longest one, so I apologize in advance, but I definitely wanted to get this message out because I wanted to do this read. Like it was very necessary. Now I'm just going to get a oracle message from each of the decks. I'm going to get a crystal of the day for us. Any crystals that we can be taking with us? Oh, there it goes. Ooh. Well, okay, we have 3. I guess the magic number is 3 today. The magic number is 3 today, so let's go ahead and get into it. Ooh, okay. I may butcher names, so please just bear with me. It is Vandonite. Yeah, Vandonite. It is a playful, geometric, and fiery stone that is often found by mining. It's usually found in America's Southwest regions, and it's orange to red and hexagonal. You need it with helping yourself if you lack self-discipline. It says it is it has a high lead content, so make sure that you're being very cautious whenever you use it. The key phrase is break through your big blocks. Whenever it's time to live in the moment and you need a prime audience for a motivational speech, that is the time to use it. Okay, so if you have any Vandonite, get you some. If you need some help getting away and getting out of your own way and having that issue of self-discipline, get you some Vandonite. I probably should get me some Vandonite. And then we have hematite. It says align to your wholeness. It's a metallic charcoal that gets its name from the Greek word blood, like blood full of iron. Anyone who is stagnating or spun out on something like a new crush or a lifelong existential dilemma. Wow. I need me some hematite. I actually think I do have What's funny is that I think I actually do have hematite. You use it whenever you feel stuck and when it's not that moon time of the month, when you need to pull energy from the earth below and use it to make big things happen. This crystal deck, I swear, is so on point with the things that it has. And I'm sorry if my descriptions are butchered. I'm trying to give you a summary without taking too long. And then we have pyrite, which I have me some pyrite. I love it. It is fool's gold and it's metallic sulfide. It's like a metallic sulfide mineral. It's good for the chronically lethargic and anyone sleeping on their potential. And it says, call on your core power. It says to use it near your solar plexus or at your will's center. But it works wonders if you just need to have it just around you or even on your person. I actually carry pyrite with me often because I am that person. I am chronically lethargic. And then it says when to use it on that romantic weekend away from the kids and whenever the energy to power through feels shrouded in dark matter. Okay, not that it's on point. I love whenever Oracle can match up to the messages that we need to hear at the time of. Please make sure that you are not sitting on your own potential. Get you some pyrite. Like for real, stop sitting on your potential to be the most amazing version of yourself that you can be. Come on now. All right, I keep trying to get a good position for my microphone and it's just not. It just keeps telling me, no, you don't get this. You don't get to have that. And considering that I'm ruled by Daddy Saturn, I'm used to being told no by the universe. Not by people, but by the universe. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. I'm making sure none are stuck together. Yeah, 3 is the magic number, guys. I don't know. I don't make the rules here, apparently. So we have chicken. We have Flannery O'Connor for humanity. And then we also have Joy Hajaro for bravery. And I will be reading from the guidebook on these, so please bear with me, okay? All right, so the first one for chicken, it is the cackle, ancient past, and lore. For our oracle message, mind you, this is our oracle message of the day, okay? So not only does it line up with our message that our whole spread that we asked earlier, but it also lines up with Scorpio season and what it's going to be bringing. It could be bringing back some past people, considering that we have a Mercury retrograde coming up this month. Watch out for them exes, y'all. And then we have Flannery O'Connor, and it says, for humanity, who we are, reckoning with failure and redemption. Flannery O'Connor, from 1925 to 1964, wrote cutting, hilarious, and secretly devoutly Catholic stories about the Deep South. Growing up in Georgia, O'Connor loved chickens. Love it. Oh my goodness. And she knit coats for them. After graduating from the Iowa Writers Workshop and hitting her stride in fiction, she contracted lupus and moved back in with her mother. She populated their farm with more than 40 peacocks. Okay, Flannery. She was very much in her authenticity. She did not care. She did not care about what people said. If she was making hilarious, comedy and fiction off of the Deep South experiences, you know she had the sarcasm of a saint. Oh my goodness. Now we have Joy Harjo. For bravery, it says plunging in, making decisions, and fear. Harjo, it's a common Creek Nation name, means so brave she's crazy. Joy Harjo, born in 1951, courageously survived an oppressive childhood, teenage pregnancy, and domestic abuse before becoming a spiritually charged poet of wild natural imagery and urgent social activism, as well as an award winning saxophone player and singer. We got some very empowering women in our literary witches oracle today. I love that. I hope that hearing about these empowering women helps you to go and check out some of their pieces, some of their written pieces, because I know whenever I get these women and I get them in a reading, I go and research and I go and find out so much about them because I love to read. So if you also are a reader who loves to read, go and check out Joy Harjo and Flannery O'Connor. I just think that that's amazing because both of those women stood strong in their authenticity to themselves. They withstood so much because if you know the Deep South, then you know exactly what Flannery probably had to experience with the fact that she knitted coats for her chickens. Like the amount of words and names that you can be called under Deep South, like if you know what I'm saying and you have an old grandparent or had an old grandparent who would say that stuff, you know where I'm coming from. They will call you anything except for your name. Anything. So, in saying as such, I hope that this message resonated with you all. I hope that you enjoyed it. If it resonated, make sure that you are leaving a comment, that you're sharing this. I suggest you share this with some people who honestly need to have some empowerment of their own. Just give them a reminder of how amazing that they are, how amazingly wonderful that they are, and that you're grateful to have them in your life. Send that to those people, share this, make sure that you're liking it as well if it resonated with you and if you got some type of message or satisfaction from it, okay? Also, make sure that you check out thecelestial.com. So I will always have more things available there on my blog, my services, and all of my booking is available and it's open. So I hope that you guys stay divinely blessed, loved, protected, and guided with everything that you do, and stay supported in your own ways that matter the most to you, okay? Love you all.